Rocket science isn't just complicated, it's an art of pure precision. Every single launch is a battle against gravity, physics, and the limits of human engineering. But have you ever thought about why rockets don't just use one perfect fuel? Why do they switch between different propellants at different stages? The answer holds the key to why space travel is still so hard, and how we're on the verge of making it easier, cheaper, and more powerful than ever before. Let's break it down. Alright, so rockets aren't just big metal tubes that go boom in a controlled way, though sometimes very much the opposite. At their core, liquid rocket engines are high-stakes chemistry experiments strapped to controlled explosions. They mix liquid oxygen with fuels like refined kerosene or liquid hydrogen to create an inferno that sends spacecraft soaring. Now, if this sounds terrifying, it is, but it's also the pinnacle of human engineering. Unlike solid rocket motors, which are basically just giant fireworks that can't be turned off, liquid engines allow for precise control, throttle adjustments, and in some cases, reusability. Because, let's be honest, throwing away an engine after one use is like tossing your phone after a single call. But why the fuel switch up? Well, RP-1, a fancy, super clean kerosene, is dense, stable, and relatively easy to handle at room temperature. That's why it's the go-to fuel for first-stage boosters, like those that powered the legendary Saturn V and still drive today's Falcon 9. But here's the trade-off: efficiency. Enter liquid hydrogen. LOX/LH2 engines take efficiency to another level, with the highest specific impulse of any practical rocket fuel. That's science speak, for they get way more bang for their buck. These engines are perfect for upper stages and deep space missions, where precision and fuel economy matter more than sheer power. The downside: storing liquid hydrogen is a nightmare. It's so cold it could make Antarctica look like a beach vacation, and it's less dense than your average conspiracy theory, meaning you need massive fuel tanks. Plus, the moment it starts warming up, it turns into gas and tries to escape, kind of like your motivation when you open a physics textbook. To make things even more complicated, the way fuel gets to the combustion chamber matters just as much as the fuel itself. Some rockets use simple pressure-fed systems, think glorified soda bottles, while others, like SpaceX's Merlin engines, use gas generator cycles for a balance of power and efficiency. And then there's the big brain option: staged combustion, where every last bit of fuel gets burned for maximum efficiency. This is used in high-performance engines like the RS-25 from the Space Shuttle and Artemis program, and the Raptor, which, if Elon gets his way, might take humans to Mars. Of course, more efficiency means more complexity, more potential failures, and more engineers pulling all-nighters. So why do rockets mix and match fuels? Because the first stage is all about raw power, while upper stages focus on getting the most out of every drop of fuel. LOX RP-1 gives that punchy liftoff, and LOX/LH2 keeps things smooth and efficient in space. And if this sounds like a delicate balancing act, it absolutely is. Engineers have to consider everything from fuel boil-off and combustion instability to the sheer stress of launch, which, fun fact, is enough to make even the toughest materials start questioning their life choices. But the good news? We're getting better at it. Thanks to advancements in engine reusability, shout out to booster landings, additive manufacturing, which is basically 3D printing rocket parts like a futuristic Lego set, and new fuels like methane, the next generation of rockets will be more powerful, efficient, and cost-effective than ever. Whether it's launching satellites, sending astronauts to Mars, or just making spaceflight a little less like gambling with physics, liquid rocket engines are at the heart of it all, and they're only getting better. I'll leave you to discuss in the comments. What's the next big breakthrough in rocket fuel? Will methane replace RP-1? Will we ever escape the tyranny of cryogenics? Let me know what you think. Support us by subscribing if you haven't already. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and I'll catch you soon in another video.